What's good, my dudes? We're back in the saddle with another YouTube banger, and today we're going to be talking about the five worst cards in agility. Going to be doing a new series here, five worst cards in every prism. I'm liking these like top five videos. I don't know why. I just think they're fun and um, maybe useful. Maybe they're kind of conducive to YouTube format in a way. I don't know. But I'm enjoying them, so I'm going to keep doing them. And here we have five worst cards in agility. This is based on the conquest discovery win rates. So it's mainly applicable to discovery players, but I think it's useful for constructed players too, hopefully. So yeah, starting with the number five worst card in agility. Oh, other thing too, these top five worst videos, you'll see that most of the worst cards in Skyweaver are in fact spells. Yeah, units are generally better in Discovery than spells because it's never bad to just put a body on the board. Also, a lot of units in Skyweaver have attachments, so they get more value. When every unit has an attachment and you're basically getting twice the value for one card, it makes it that much more difficult for spells to compete. And for that reason, you'll find that the worst cards in most prisms are almost always spells. Anyway, yeah, the fifth worst, so not the absolute worst, but the fifth worst card in agility is speed boots. Yeah, speed boots is so conditional for discovery players. A lot of times it's just a dead card. For 3 mana, it's real slow and it just clogs up your hand a lot of times. You're never really happy to pull it off the top unless it's at the very end of the game and maybe you sneak out a win with it, but that case is not very it's not very often. And the number four spot is Anoint and Flame. I know a lot of people think Anoint and Flame is kind of strong, so this one might be a surprise. Yeah, you can do some cool creative shit with it. You can use it to remove your opponent's 2 health unit, I guess, by giving it flames. Or you can give yourself banner, or you can give your opponent's face flames to remove a wall of dead or something. So yeah, you can do a lot of stuff with it. But ultimately, all those things are pretty damn weak, let's be honest. And unless you really use it perfectly, it's going to come back to haunt you more often than not. For that reason, it is one of the lowest win rate cards in agility. And then next up, we have Montage. Montage, it's interesting that this makes the list because it's been nerfed multiple times. And this data is actually data over the entire lifetime of the card. So even before the nerfs, Montage was weak in Discovery. And now after the nerfs, it's more expensive. Um, it's even weaker. So yeah, Montage definitely makes the list of worst cards. And then the number two spot is Samya Speed, another card that people like to play that feels good, but that is probably going to lose you the game. Um, it's too easy to kill yourself with Samya Speed. A lot of times it's a pretty dead card, especially if you're up against, let's say, an Ari who has a lot of armor units. Samya Speed not very useful in a lot of situations. So yeah, it's overrated. And then the number one worst card in agility, which I don't think is the number one worst anymore because it did just get a buff, is Blitz. But it has the lowest win rate right now if you just take into account all of discovery conquest data since the beginning of soft launch. But yeah, it did just get buffed, but it draws you 3 cards. I think it's kind of good, but before the buff, it would do 2 damage to your face, and for that reason, it didn't feel that good to play. A lot of times, maybe you had more than 3 cards in your hand, and by playing this, you were just throwing cards back into your deck and making your hand size smaller. Um, 3 cards is not a lot, but in a pinch, it can be somewhat useful. So let's say that Blitz is now that after the buff, it's not one of the weakest, and we'll just give an honorary mention to Strike Storm. People think Strike Storm's good because it's so strong in constructed, but in discovery it is not. In Discovery, most of the time, it's just a 3 cost, do 1 damage to 1 unit, 2 units at best, and maybe not even that if the unit has armor. So yeah, I think Strike Storm definitely gets the honorary mention here, and we'll replace Blitz with Strike Storm. All right, hopefully you guys found that useful. Stay tuned for the next Prism. We'll do 5 worst cards in probably Strength. I guess we'll do Strength next. So hit the like button, hit subscribe if you want to see that one, and until next time, peace out.